2 hours later, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die. I'm practically stumbling after TJ, the lynx 15 feet ahead of me. He doesn't even notice either, cheerfully marching along up the steep trail and over rocks as if they aren't even there. I'm dying. Literally dying.
I'm dying, like literally?
My foot slips and I faceplant.
Of course he falls. He falls in every route.
Add it to the tally. Hope you've been keeping one. I'm not going back.
I'm not going back either. So someone else do it. Yeah. Someone else watch all our videos again and do it.
I lay there, waiting for TJ's god to take me. Chase! I hear some stumbling, and TJ slides up next to my body, sending a cascade of gravel over my head. Oh my gosh, are you okay? I hear the telltale sound of an unscrewing bottle. I turn my head to the side. No. A gush of water hits me in the face, and I jerk up, sputtering and wiping at my eyes. For the love of God, TJ, stop it. Let's get you some shade. He grabs me around the arms and starts dragging me towards a big boulder. Calm down, I can walk. Are you sure? Yes. TJ's looking incredibly worried right now, hovering over me as I make my way to sit against the boulder. Dude, I'm fine. I'm just tired. I don't know how you do it. TJ keeps watching me, and once I sit down, he kneels next to me, then runs his paw through the fur on my forehead, feeling it with his paw pads. You're a little warm.
No fucking kidding.
We should rest here a bit. He takes out another bottle of water. It's like he's brought 50 of the damn things. That means he's carrying all that weight, too. Water's not light. We should probably get your clothes wet.
Well, that's why when he's like, oh, you need to dump water in your head every 30 minutes. I'm like, well, depending on how long you're staying out there, you have to carry a lot of water with you. You also need water to drink. So.
Yeah. I put a paw on his shoulder. TJ, calm down. I'm fine. You sure? Because... TJ. He stops babbling and looks me in the eye. The water bottle in one paw, the cap in the other. What's up? He looks at me for a second, then breaks eye contact, slowly screwing the cap back on the bottle. Sorry. I just want to make sure you're okay. I'm the one that asked you to come. Relax. I'm just being a little dramatic. Alright, if you're sure. I am, but I could use a drink.
Oh no, I used the last of the water to pour on your head, and now we're stranded out here with no water.
He hands me the bottle. Good idea. Have you been making sure to drink a lot? I have plenty. Yep, my piss is crystal clear. Given this heat context, that seems impossible. TJ's muzzle quirks as I take a long draft of water from the bottle. I cap it and burp. You know what? I think it's because I'm starving. When are we gonna eat? Not yet. We have to make it to the top first. I have some granola bars, though. Ew, dude. I'm hungry for real food. Granola bars are real food? It is real food! Anyway, it'll be so much better if we do it at the top. Besides, this is the hardest part, and it's almost over. It's all downhill after this.
Which usually means something bad, but yeah. In this case, it's actually a good thing.
Literally. I can tell he's getting anxious to start moving again, so I take one last gulp and get up. I don't get how you're so damn unaffected by the heat. Oh, I am. I'm just keeping wet. While he talks, he starts pouring water on his shirt. It sticks slick to his torso, showing off his tight chest and flat stomach. His navel is a dark indent through the fabric. I make sure I don't stare too long, not wanting to make him feel awkward again. Either way, I can feel my crotch area getting a little tight. Being in a hotel room with two other people didn't exactly give me much time to relieve stress.
I mean, hasn't it only been one day?
Here comes several extended half-an-hour scenes about Chase jacking it to TJ in the shower throughout the rest of this playthrough. So look forward to 6 episodes of just... Maybe my straight friends did have a reason to worry. Okay.
Yeah,
Chase.
I mean...
Chase is the problem gay.
like I said, I get being horned up, but it's been like one day. You only spent like one day in a hotel room with your friends. And like, I don't know. Usually being in a hotel room with other people makes you not super like in the position where you need to do that unless you're really horny for everyone you're there with, which maybe that is Chase's problem. So maybe his straight friends do have an issue.
It's potentially telling that his test for are you gay is ambush you with one picture of a dude that's jacked and suggestive. It's like, well, are you hard immediately? That was his test. Are you instantly hard from looking at this website for 1 second?
Because that obviously works for him.
I'm like, yeah, that's telling. Like, it seems like, oh, okay. I keep my he did go straight for dating a footballer. I keep my eyes focused on TJ's. A footballer is a term.
A football player?
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say a footballer
Maybe.
before.
I don't know. Debate it in the comments. And then I'll be like, why is everyone talking about fish in this episode? Which is what happened yesterday.
About fish?
Yeah, everyone was. We prompted the question. We prompted something about the audience with fish, and so everyone was talking about it. So my entire comment section was out of context fish comments.
That's beautiful.
You also apparently told everyone to say no reason. Just the words no reason. So many people just were commenting no reason, and I had to do like archaeology to figure out what the fuck we were talking about.
Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry.
Quick, prompt them with a new thing. Improv.
No, I was gonna do something stupid, like some teacher in college. It's like, okay, everyone, here's your writing prompts. Everyone write a short story, and I want it to be like, you're waiting in line at a theme park. What are you thinking about? I don't know, some weird thing.
You're hitting everyone with like a 300-word essay prompt.
Yeah, I expect it to be at least 100 words. Don't actually do that. But if you want to, what do you guys think about when you're in line at a theme park? I don't know. I'm just thinking about what a creative writing teacher would prompt people with. It's like every day we do a creative writing prompt. I'm going to write it on the board. It's something weird like that.
Creative writing prompt, write your own visual novel, go. I expect it in the comment section by Thursday. You will not be credited.
Cite your sources in MLA format.
Cite your sources for your visual novel.
Yes.
Yes. I keep my eyes focused on TJ's. I guess it's how you can keep moving like you do, here in the middle of the desert. Well, I run a few miles on the track every day at school. Dude. Jeez.
No joke, one of my teachers right now in college runs like one of those big fucking mega marathons every year, and it takes place in the desert.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was something like no joke, like 200 miles. It was something stupid.
Nonsense, yeah.
And I was like, that sounds like the worst thing I could ever think of. I don't know why people do this.
It's our superpower as humans. We're marathon runners.
Well,
that's how we hunt. We exhaust our prey.
Well, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not hunting anything. And guess what?
I keep getting on kicks periodically where I want to get I don't want to get there, but I want to get back to my, because I used to be the one that could just run forever in school, and then I gained weight, and then I'm like, well, fuck you. And every time I try to get back into this, I can't do it. Like, it's so hard to run when you actually are heavy at all. Like, the difference is so massive. It's the point where like your fucking ankles just like and legs like are so punished that you like literally like start not being able to climb stairs anymore, and you have to like rest for a while in between these times. It sucks. It's like when we went to Yosemite and our group instantly split into the heavier people and the lighter people.
Well, it was
and it's not because the group of lighter people are especially athletic people. Like,
I mean, I was working stocking shifts back then, so I was really fit.
But like there are people in that group that we know are not particularly athletic. They're just light people. They're just people that are like skinny all the time for free, and so like you can just go climb mountains comically easily compared to other people because they weight because everyone else weighs like 100 pounds more. This isn't fair.
I always had issues with running because my feet stick out. I have the opposite of pigeon-toed. I have my toes point like
is it bow-legged
left and right.
or something?
My legs aren't bow-legged. It's just that my feet point like outwards. So when I fucking run, it's like I'm like wearing, and I have big feet, so I'm wearing like clown shoes, like flop, 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 flop. I've always hated running.
It's very. You got the tiny cartoon shoes that I accidentally kick around the room all the time.
In comparison to you fuckers.
It's just very funny for you to describe them as clown shoes when they're like the tiniest shoes that are down there, because everyone else is like 6 feet tall men wearing like size 13s.
Yeah, no, I wear like a size 10 women's, which isn't the biggest. I had a friend in high school who could only buy men's shoes because they didn't make shoes in women's sizes, usually in her size. But she was fucking really tall. She was like 6'2". But anyways, yeah, no, I'm like 5'8", and my shoe size is about a 10 women's. But it's really obvious when your feet stick out like that, because you just see them from the side. And all my little friends had like tiny little. They're all had a bunch of like Filipino and Vietnamese friends, and they had tiny little feet. And I'm here with my big white girl feet going flop, flop, flop.
Describing it like you have like duck feet just like slapping the ground.
I do. I hate running.
I miss being good at it. I could just do it indefinitely, basically, when I was in like middle school and high school. Until very abruptly I couldn't anymore. And it wasn't inactivity, it was just genetics. Like, just fuck you, you're done being skinny forever now.
Well, and it's like, fuck you, metabolism. It's like, fuck you, age.
I used to just be skinny for free, like some of the other people. It just happened. I could do that bullshit where I would just take 4 waffles and slather them in like margarine and chocolate chips and microwave them.
That sounds really good.
And then just pour syrup on that. I got microwave because I wanted to melt the chocolate chips and margarine on them and stuff, and then I would just eat those.
I like to put butter in the squares of the Eggo waffle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would just engage in just garbage behavior, and it would never matter. And now like exercise and dieting will not make me lose weight. It's a nightmare. So you just give up and you get used to it. But furries love bellies, and so that's helpful.
Yeah, that's a good demographic. Like, if anything, I'd be in the less popular community because
because you're a woman.
Oh yeah, that too. I forgot about that part.
It's predominantly gay dudes. But but it was interesting seeing like adult artists like Kihu and stuff like that do polls about like which one do you guys prefer in the stuff, like muscle or bellies and so on, and like seeing bellies win, you're like, oh, this is a different demographic. There are different standards here that I need to like recalibrate for what people even like here and like my expectations.
Well, it's funny because even like straight women don't love super muscular dudes. It's really funny because I see a bunch of straight dudes egg each other on to be muscular, and it's like, who are you doing this for? Like, because it's I don't fucking. It's like I won't look at you. I think you're gross.
Famously,
looking.
like a lot of the Manosphere group and like pickup artists and so on are all a bunch of men
telling
other
yoked.
men
how
to correctly become attractive to women. In a process that never involves asking women.
Why don't you just ask us questions in the comments? I'll answer your questions. Just kidding. I won't. It'll be too far out by then. I won't remember to look.
It's like half the like even within relationships with jacked people, half the time it's like the wife was like, I wish she was here instead of at the gym.
Yeah, I know, right? If some of you like those fit couples that go work out together, and they're probably like psychopaths.
Yeah, I mean, people that are in weird headspaces about this stuff, it's like, it's worth reiterating that like people are generally attracted to people, like the person, not like their body specifically.
There's someone out there who's going to be attracted to you.
Yeah, there's there are hyper shallow people out there, and if you go on to like matchmaking apps where it's like this meat market designed just around like visual appeal is the entire opener and so on, then like, yeah, like there's this aspect of like you are just shallowly judging people, but like as far as relationships go, like people like people, so like the idea, like it's just about meeting people in the first place, because like any bonuses you have for your physical appearance can wear thin real fast. It just doesn't actually sell.
I dated this guy and he was really, really typically attractive, and honestly I thought it was funny that he liked me.
We did it.
Oh, what?
Got to the story that starts with I dated this guy.
Yeah, no, so he was sweet. He was very jock-like. I don't know why. I always attract jocks, and I'm like, it's like that line in Juno when she's like, everyone knows the jock's like the weird alternative girls and they're just afraid to admit it. Because it's one of her bits. She's like, oh, he wants to fuck me because I'm weird, and like he can't tell his friends, but he secretly loves me. And it's like some footballer, as Keith would say. But no, I dated this guy and he was really fit. He was really handsome. Like he was very typically attractive. But boy, he was so dumb. He was so dumb. He's like, oh, like what do you want? Like, do you want to be in a relationship? Like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I'm like, oh, sweetheart, no, I don't. And then I ended up dating some really scrawny, lanky, tall guy because it's not what it's about personality, you know? Like, I couldn't talk to this guy for more than like 10 minutes because we had nothing in common at all. And like I said, he was very typically attractive, but didn't make up for the fact that like I didn't really feel anything for him as a person.
The number of dates you've been on that are just completely hopeless, and at the end they're like, so next time, and it's going great, right? They're just horribly off base about how the whole thing is going. It makes me want to watch like a replay of how these things played out, and like to just gauge how they went and just wonder and just see if it's like just how the awareness works and everything. I'm curious. I get really curious about these stories.
So we had there's been a couple times where he's been like, I asked on a second date and I'm like, did you have a nice time? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, really? You did? Like, you had a good time? I thought this was horrible. I had a miserable time. I thought you did too. I mean, of course you didn't because you're on a date with me. But like, oh. But I was just like, dude, like, that was bad. Like, you thought that was good? At least I try to be honest.
All these poor TJs.
TJ's sweet. I would definitely be nice to TJ. I would break it easy with him.
We start up the trail again, TJ sticking by my side now. I feel bad about holding him back, but at least now it's less like I'm gonna eat shit again. We did it! TJ looks over the view as I stagger up behind him. I'm not as beaten up as I was earlier, but my legs are really starting to kill me. I lean over with my paws on my knees, panting. Swimming is definitely a better way to work out. TJ turns on me abruptly, and I straighten up, smiling. He holds up both his paws, grinning. High five!
Aw.
I slap them with a gusto, and TJ laughs, pulling off his backpack and sitting down on a rocky bench. I look at it, a little confused. What's this? A rock bench! It's always been here. I think some seniors from the old school made it. See? He scoots over, pointing at the back, and I look closer. Etched out in large letters and numbers, it says Echo High, class of 59.
Wow.
Whoa. They used to paint the year on the canyon too. You can still see some of them. Sure enough, some white lines on the canyon wall. A 52 here, a 72 there. The school closed after 1980, so I assume there's nothing after that. I sit next to him and lean my head back, closing my eyes. While the hike had been a massive bitch, I still don't regret coming. Not just for TJ's sake, but also because there's something nice about being isolated like this, like we're the only people on Earth. I feel a weight fall in my lap and look down, expecting to see a tasty sandwich. Instead, I find a big, fat, hairy tarantula.
Yay!
I freeze as my brain processes what's going on.
Would you? So dramatic.
Oh my god. It's like when the fucking, like, Call the Mountain King crash plays when you're getting dragged into the painting in Dark Souls. And it's just like, oh, they actually used it. Then I scream and take a swipe at it, at the same time doing a sort of spastic dance to the right.
No, don't hit it.
I'm just wondering if it's real or not.
They're fragile.
I slide off the bench and onto the ground where I roll several times to get away. Holy fucking shit, son of a bitch. I roll to my feet and stumble back further away from the bench, eyes scanning the ground for the giant ass spider that is sure to be after me.
It would never chase you.
After you. That's when I realized TJ is laughing.
Look at the cute little face.
Chase, calm down. It's. He holds up the giant spider. Its frozen rigidness telling me what he couldn't finish. Fake?
I never thought TJ would do this without
Yeah.
Jenna egging him on.
Now I'm like, did Jenna put him up to this in this route, or was it always him and he was lying in the other route? Is he devious? Is he a devious little shit?
Well, Jenna admitted to being a part of it in the
I know
last
he's got
route,
this.
but-
He's got this blep.
Bleep.
He's got this face.
It was in him all along.
Where's Chase? Chase doesn't have this face.
Chase
doesn't have it in
any
him.
faces.
No. TJ is still laughing, but I'm still hugging myself, shivering and flinching every time I see something spindly. I'm shocked, but not because of what just happened, but because TJ did it to me. Fucking TJ?
I know. Easy.
Feeling betrayed, I glare at him as he beckons me with a paw, wiping at his eyes with the other. I'm... Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. But Jenna made me promise her that I'd do it. I don't believe him in that.
Well, yeah, because he didn't...
I'm not sure. That figures. Jenna's the type to always play pranks, and yeah, I hate to say it, but it's because she's a fox. Wow, casual racism. Just freaking going after the natives here with their stereotypes. How dare you, Chase? I thought you were better than this.
I know.
I rub my arms up and down with my paws, shivering again. I can't believe you. You know how much I hate spiders. One of my worst fears had always been that of a tarantula getting into my room. Which would be hard because they're fucking huge.
That's my greatest fear is not having enough tarantulas in my room.
No. I try not to think about the fact that you have tarantulas in your room.
They're so cute.
I'm not happy about spiders.
One of them molted. I'll bring over the molt. I'll show it to you. I could definitely scare a person with that because it's just basically a whole tarantula.
I like tarantulas when they're at a place nowhere near my house. And I can be like, look at that tarantula. I will not be sleeping anywhere near here. So I could just be like, look, on one of those geology trips, we did see a tarantula in the desert. And it was while the sun was going down. Mm-hmm. So we caught it while it was in like a slow motion mode. It was just like, it was just skittering across this area, but it was doing it like it was like somebody cast like a slow spell on it. And so you could see the weird machinery of like how all of its legs are kind of all in their own specific part of their cycle, like watching a train move, basically, like that bizarreness. It was going so slow. It was so strange.
They usually go slow.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of how, like, mine, when they just chill, move around, they're just like,
yeah.
You know?
I just mean like so slow that we had time to like call attention to it and all like look at it for like minutes while it was still
it's probably
just
going slow because it was
moving.
like, look at these fucking...
Yeah.
I feel like they're blind, but they're like, I know, they can sense that you're there, so they're just like, what do I do?
Like, what's going on here?
I feel bad that every time tarantulas come up in this game, I have to reiterate how much I love them because they're the cutest things ever. And I'm sorry to everyone who has to hear me talk about that every single fucking time.
Because
I'm sorry.
They're specifically designed. They're clearly a motif.
I know.
Hallie clearly very much dislikes spiders, or at least uses it as a visual for the stuff.
So cute.
Like you're like, oh wow, the van orgy collapsed into a spider pile.
Yay!
Whee!
Those are two great things together.
And they're the colors of Leo and Micah? What does this mean? I used to regularly shake out the bed sheets when I found out that they lived around Echo. So I to this day, I still check my bed every night when I go to bed. Like I grab all the sheets and I like do the, like you're making your bed, but it's purely just so I can check down to like where the feet are to see if there's any bugs in my bed. I just consistently check and like all my night terrors, all of my night terror moments where I do like just abruptly wake up and jump out of bed and think something's up. It's usually spider related on that level.
How
and then
cute.
and then you just have the moment of realizing like, oh, I'm just like standing in my room with the light on now, and this is stupid. And then I go back to bed. It's just your brain just is very convinced something is happening that's not for like a few seconds. I'm sorry. I thought you might not even fall for it. You know the ones around here are blonde, right?
Yeah, Tucson blonde.
You loser. Yeah, TJ, that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I find a fucking spider in my lap. His ears do lower a bit at that point, but we didn't draw that. And he stops laughing, though I can tell he's trying not to smile. Listen, Chase, I'm sorry. Let's eat. I know you're hungry.
You want a tarantula sandwich?
I do want to go on a hike and bring like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They're so good in that context. They get so good, like in the heat when you're on a big hike like that.
Well, just being hungry.
Yeah, they're bizarrely good in that context. It's like I kind of missed that. That was those trips are when I learned to love strawberry jam specifically. So I started putting strawberry jam on the peanut butter jelly sandwiches on the geology hikes, like when it's like 107 degrees out, and that was like the best that food has ever tasted.
When I was the first time I ever ate cream cheese was on a hike.
But I also just really like warm peanut butter.
Carrots and celery with cream cheese. I'll bring an almond butter sandwich because I don't like peanut butter.
Gross.
We'll go on a hike and we'll bring sandwiches.
Do you know how much water that those need? How dare you?
I know.
Unethical sandwich.
We live in the area of America.
Well, you don't eat meat, but I guess we all have our blind spots.
Oh my gosh. Excuse me, princess.
Gonna discourse your almonds.
I'm sorry. I love
the person
almonds.
who doesn't eat meat. Like, you're the person that's like needs to be on the chopping block here.
I traded the meat for the almonds, okay? Like, I'm allowed to eat an unethical food, okay?
By the way, chat, yes, I am always like this. I do laugh at my own jokes.
It's true, chat. He does laugh at his own jokes.
They're for me. I made them for me.
They're not for
Everyone
you.
else is just also here.
They're not for you or for me, chat. It's for Keith. Damn, now I really wish I just had some fucking almonds.
I want to make a sandwich.
I want to make an almond sandwich.
Look at them. They're really bonding.
That's cute.
Honestly, this is happier than they should be at this exact moment because Chase is kind of pissed. I think we need to warm up to this moment a little bit more.
I'm reminded that TJ's wearing pants despite hiking. He's wearing like khakis.
Yeah. He's got those ankle pants.
Capris. He looks like he works at a Target.
I think it trips me out because the artists keep changing, so the CGs kind of all have different vibes to them a bit.
This is a cute one.
Yeah. Look at that canyon.
I mean, if I moved far away and I came back to this area, I would definitely want to go hiking because, I mean, we don't have canyons like that exactly in like our California biomes, but we have some like very specific rocky, deserty areas that I would really miss if I moved far away.
It's better than everything else that you have to look at in Echo for the most part.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like TJ's feet should be bigger though.
Well, Lynx have those gigantic
Lynx's paw pads are so fucking huge. Like it almost feels undersold here.
Well, they'd have to make his hands really big too.
Yeah, do it. Make him really goofy looking. It's great. My stomach is painfully hollow right now, so I slowly walk back to the bench. I try hard not to be a spoil sport as I reach out to take a plastic-wrapped sandwich from TJ. He squirts some hand sanitizer from a little bottle on my paws first before he lets me. What's gonna be on your paws?
I don't really get that because I mean I know people that do this, but I don't really understand that only because
there's no like germs.
It's all
involved.
dirt. I mean, hand sanitizer's not gonna get the dirt off your hands. Like
I'm like you
might as well just pour water on your hands. It's probably better.
I just think about how like human bodies are just kind of like self-cleaning a lot, and this is kind of in that territory of like you're just sweating. Like it's your hands all your hands have at this point is sweat.
Sweat and dust.
Your
and
sweat
dirt,
your sweat has deleted anything else that could have been on your hands at this point.
I hate hand sanitizer. I don't use it.
I specifically got it for my car because of the last few years, and then so that's when I started using it whenever I get out of a grocery store or something.
I would use it if I was with somebody who it would make them feel better.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think ever since I was a kid and I learned that hand sanitizer causes super germs because of their they're 99% of the killing of the germs and the breeding of the 1% of germs that do really well.
Yeah.
Like, ever since then, I'm like, I'm kind of opposed to hand sanitizer. I'll wash my hands. Like, I think that makes perfect sense to me. Just because of, like, the physical grime you encounter.
So Chase is noticeably larger than TJ after all.
Yeah, he's just kind of, like, he's bulkier.
We only get a few chances at scale, mostly in the, it's mostly that one photo, really. Usually the characters aren't all together. So specifically, there's, like, a middle ground where, like, we know Jenna's small, and we know Leo's big, but then everyone else, we kind of have to, like, double-check periodically. Like TJ versus Carl versus Chase and so on.
Well, and that truck picture at the beginning with them all like hanging around the truck is not perfect because it's like Carl's like in the truck bed and like they're all
I meant
like
the
sitting
group
down.
photo.
Oh no, I know. That's what I'm saying is you can't even use the other one either because you have to use a group photo because the other one isn't fantastic at like getting that easy to understand.
We share a bag of chips and eat it quietly for a few minutes. I don't like chips.
At all?
Not really.
Oh, potato chips, man.
No, I don't like
kettle potato chips.
I don't like potato products very much. Is what I'm learning. Like I like a baked potato, like with like load that shit up and everything, and you get like to scoop into it and everything, and I enjoy that experience. I don't really like fries or chips most of the time.
Oh man.
Like anything that they're served with, I like more, and then I'll fill up on that, and then I'll be like, oh, fries, and I just leave care packages of fries in Stephanie's room.
Yeah, no, that was a delight.
So I'm like, I had a burger. I don't want fries. I don't understand, actually.
You eat fries with your burger. Like, even I know that.
That's too much food. I guess I'm also taking issue with American portion sizes, I guess, at that point.
Well, you take a bite of your burger, take a bite of fries, take a bite of burger, take a bite of fries.
A burger's a big food.
Not always.
I don't need more on top of burger.
They want you to supersize.
Just taking in the nature. Still, even out here, I'm able to hear the train horns. I feel bad about the silence, though, since I'm worried TJ will think I'm mad at him. Even out here, you can hear the train horns. Are there trains in Echo?
Yeah, remember the whole first story? Like we had a whole story that revolved around trains. Remember?
Yeah, but it was fake.
No, because at the end we ended up in a real train. We just were hallucinating. We ended up in like a historical train yard.
Yeah, I just mean like we
remember there's a whole story about the train tracks with the...
We keep hearing about trains.
Clint story.
But wasn't the point that the train tracks aren't used anymore? Like that was a weird historical one-off thing because the trains aren't actually used.
Well, the train horns have been brought up several times throughout this entire playthrough, and every time the train horn plays, which has played lots of times, I always think it's happening outside of your room.
Yeah, I'm just
so it does come up, like.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if it's narratively acknowledged much because I thought all the trains that we've ever heard about were like fake, or were that one weird ghost. There's like the ghost train. It was like stuck in a time loop until we got on it.
No, but there's other playthroughs because the thing is I noticed the train horn because every single time I think it's outside, but it happens a lot in this game.
I feel bad about the silence though, since I'm worried TJ will think that I'm mad at him because he always does. He definitely always thinks that he's ruining everything and he's a burden and nobody likes him and everyone's making fun of him.
Hashtag relatable.
And he's also he's right some of the time, which makes it worse. I mean, I'm annoyed, but he's just too damn innocent to actually be angry with. The sun's beating straight down on us at this point, and it's uncomfortable feeling my semi-damp shirt rubbing against my fur. Setting aside my food for a moment, I strip off my shirt, the wetness giving me a bit of trouble. As I do this, TJ stiffens up next to me. I look over at him, and right away it's pretty clear he's trying not to look at me. I wonder if TJ is one of those guys that's embarrassed about showing any kind of fur. A never nude. He only ever took his shirt off to swim, and even then he always seemed embarrassed about it. At that moment, both our paws slide into the chip bag at the same time, and TJ jumps, pulling his paw away. I look over at him, quirking an eyebrow. Sorry. For what? Never mind. I watch him take out his phone and look over his messages. When he turns the screen off, he pauses. I realize he's looking at his reflection, adjusting the fur on his face, pawing at both sides until he seemed satisfied.
Oh.
Again, this is something he did when he was much younger. Back when he obsessed with his cheek ruff being perfectly even. I don't say anything, though, and just keep eating, bouncing one of my knees up and down. It's damn awkward, and I can't figure out why. Usually it's really easy to talk to TJ, mostly because he had a lot of things to talk about. I try to think of something to say. Remember when I made fun of you for the way you used to say sorry? Oh, because he's Canadian.
Sorry.
TJ gives a bright, high-pitched... I gotta remember that whenever he says sorry.
Sorry.
Like, throughout the entire... I've been saying it wrong all game, oh no.
I mean, he could have adjusted.
I mean, nothing can be as bad as my Leo voice, though.
I like it. I kind of like it.
There's people that are like, I'm not sure if I should laugh or be insulted by this when they
The choice is yours, audience.
Choose your own adventure. Do you get angry at my Leo voice? People who actually have the right accent?
Well, I think it's better than you trying to do the right accent and butchering it so bad. I think that would be more insulting.
I mean, it's some kind of attempt at some kind of accent. I'm not gonna sit here and like fucking try to mimic shit I heard on the fucking Mind of Mencia show or something.
Yes, I think that's more dangerous, I think, than just making your own weird, like, mix of your own personal thing that is yours alone.
TJ gives a bright, high-pitched laugh, and that makes me relax, feeling like I just broke the ice on a first date. Yeah, it's one of the first things you said to me.
Wow, you made fun of me almost instantly.
I was trying so hard to fit in, and you just put me on the spot in front of everyone.
Wow, nice job.
The scene plays out in my mind as TJ talks. The image of a 7-year-old lynx, looking way too small for his puffy winter fur. Oh, he's just a cloud. He just backed into me while trying to catch a ball thrown by Leo, and he turned around, full of smiles. Sorry! I pointed and laughed.
Pointed and laughed!
Don't you mean sorry? That mortified look, followed by what would become TJ's trademark run back home crying. Oh,
nice, Chase. Nice.
I must have practiced that word 100 times when I got back home. Oh, so he killed his accent on purpose. Oh no. There's a little pang in my heart as I imagine at the image of a kid TJ saying sorry over and over again, trying to get it right. Well, I'm sorry for making fun of you for it. Why? It was so long ago. Besides, you were just assimilating me into the culture. Sort of. If it makes you feel better, Leo did get mad at me after you ran away. TJ is having trouble keeping his lettuce-wrapped turkey together. Oh yeah, he wouldn't have bread.
Because he's
doing it animal style.
He's very fit. Animal style.
Wait.
No, animal style is when
animal style's
slather it with sauce. And you
animal style is when In-N-Out has the like poutine fries.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like protein or something. They definitely have they serve you you can get a burger that's wrapped in lettuce instead if you want it.
Yeah, like if you're gluten intolerant,
the secret
or
menu.
If you're doing a high protein diet, doing like a keto thing or something.
So, are you and him doing all right? I think so. We had a good talk a few days ago. Definitely no lasting baggage and all these other routes. That's good. It gives up holding the wrap together and instead just starts picking up the remnants from the plastic. Were you lonely after you left? I try not to act surprised that TJ is asking me these questions. Yeah. Really lonely. Had a terrible first semester. What about now? Kind of. I guess I just haven't been able to find someone I connect with like I did Leo. Then again, the GSA at the university is practically dead, so who knows? Maybe after I graduate.
GSA?
The Gay Straight Alliance.
Oh, yeah.
Never saw any of that. Don't know what it was like or what they did exactly. I've heard some real bad stories about individual ones at different schools, though. Like there was somebody told me about one where it was just like the Gay Straight Alliance was entirely women. A lot of them were straight, so being the gay guy there was just a miserable experience.
Yeah, no, I never felt... It was one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't think I mean, it's great to have clubs. It's great to have, like, clubs you can go meet people at. I just don't need to like, remind everyone that I'm obviously, like, cool with gay people. Like, I don't know, it's like, I don't need to be in a club to, like, have a bunch of friends and, like, be a part of that community and stuff. I don't need a school curated club for this.
Yeah.
I just exist.
It has, like, the right idea behind it, potentially, but obviously the group of people you end up with and the implementation of the group every single time is just going to be different in every single school.
I mean, we live in California, though, so it's like, it's so granted if you live, like, in this day and age and in California, where it's, like, people are usually pretty open, it's not taboo in most places to like, be friends with a gay person, but maybe if you're out, like, in the middle of hodunk nowhere and you're, like, the only gay person in your town. I mean, granted, being the Gay Straight Alliance would be kind of overwhelming if you were, like, the only gay person in your town, like you were saying. Mm-hmm. But, like, I don't know, to each their own. I didn't feel like it was necessary.
Yeah, I think I was in a bad headspace back then, because that was when the Prop 8 stuff was happening. So it's like, why would I go to a thing that outs me as gay potentially? Like,
I broke up with someone over Prop 8.
Yeah, it's like our state is in the middle of voting against gay people, and that happened in the supposedly, like, liberal paradise of California. It's like we literally put it down to a vote, and gay people lost. It's like,
yeah, I will.
Things were consistently not in the good place. People wanted to pretend they were.
I do kind of want to argue for that whole confusion voter thing, though, with the yes on Prop 8 was no on gay marriage, and I knew people who actually had gotten confused over that.
It just take 2 seconds to read a thing.
Yeah, but but that's the thing is, like, people are, they don't read things.
I can't really accept the idea that bit of confusion was anywhere near strong enough to actually count for the result, though. Like, that's just...
Well, then that's also
that was the highest. That was an incredibly high voter turnout.
Yeah, but you got a lot of people that were like, oh, I guess we were at the point where it's like, I'm cool with gay people very openly, but marriage is between a man and a woman. Yeah. Which is like, that's what I got in a fight with someone over.
Yeah, but because they're just actually homophobes.
Then I'm like, then what fucking difference, if you're, what difference does it make to you? Like, it doesn't affect you, just let people get married. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to affect your whole life.
Separation of church and state.
Yeah, actually,
marriage is a state institution. Not a church one.
I distinctly remember my family friends. It's a lesbian couple who, like, hurried and got married, like, in that brief window before gay marriage was outlawed again.
Because it came and went, like, a few times for a bit there.
Yeah, so them and, like, there was, like, a mass marriage ceremony, like, in, I want to say, San Francisco, where, like, a bunch of people just, like, one at a time lined up to get married.
Yeah.
Like,
quick,
as
sign
fast
the documents now.
Yeah, exactly, like, as fast as they could. And they went to that and got married.
We eat in silence for a while longer, though it's less awkward. I'm still trying to figure out what brought TJ to ask me those questions. I crumple up the plastic and toss it in my backpack before getting up. Alright, now I gotta find a good view to get my shots. Shouldn't take too long. Oh, there's a great view of the canyon just up the trail there.
Let's walk more.
I mean, once you're in this deep, there's no other way out. He gestures in that direction with a half-eaten wrap. I wave to let him know I heard and make my way up the trail. The town's namesake isn't much of a canyon. You probably wouldn't even realize it is one without being told. I sidle up close to the edge as I'm willing, taking a look over the side. This is a new font. This is not any of the previous fonts. Not even the Samuel one. Huh. What is it?
Feet press, like, it. Can you not read it?
No, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, I don't think this matches up with any of the previous ones.
No, this is a new font.
And we've had some weird one-offs. Like, I wanted to acknowledge this before, but, like, Chase just had that weird encounter with, like, the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
which was a new character potentially and a new voice and a new font, and it's never come up again. And we're like, okay, what is that? Is that gonna get called back in one of these other routes? What's that mean? Feet press pebbles over the side. They clatter down the edge of the cliff. It's dizzying, and I dig my toes into the rocks, feeling as if I'm going to tip over. Tears and rain mingle, finally letting go, going limp, wind giving the final push. I back away.
If I walked to a cliff and then I started thinking about that, I'd be like, nope, turning around.
Impact. Instead of release, pain. Ooh, it's an attempted suicide where they didn't die on their landing.
Oh gosh.
But then they're probably still just alone out here, and so they just died slowly.
Oh man.
I feel the buzzing starting up in my head again, and I sigh as I bend over and reach into my camera bag. I almost wish I could stay here until sunset, since the canyon would be a great backdrop for it. But I definitely don't want to hike back in the middle of the night. It doesn't take long. About 5 minutes later, I've got all the footage I need. Hiking all this way definitely isn't worth it. But of course, that's not the reason I did it. You finished? TJ walks up behind me as I'm bending over to put my camera away. Yep. He hands me a bottle of water and I take it from him gratefully, pouring it over my head and chest, the fur flattening down over my body. TJ looks at my torso, his muzzle quirking at the corner a bit. You know, you kind of look like Jared Grease.
Who? Yeah, who's that supposed to be?
I raise an eyebrow at him. The survivalist from the Wilderness Channel? What, just because I'm out in the wilderness and shirtless? Well, you saying all otters look the same? No, I mean, not just because you're an otter. I mean, your bodies are... I mean... I was just checking out your body, and, I mean, not in that way, but, Again, TJ's got me questioning certain things about him. TJ, I'm kidding. Yeah, right, of course. He rubs his shoulder sheepishly as he slowly walks up the edge right next to me. Wow. He gets closer to the cliff, though he does it in a manner in which he's spread out his legs and arms, bracing himself against the ground. He peers over the side, looking absolutely ridiculous. We're so high up. I smirk, sneaking up behind him. No.
Don't joke about this.
No.
Do not shove him. Dude, can we kill him right now?
Like, is it just a bad end? Do you just literally kill him? It's so
Dude.
dark. I want to see what happens, but I don't want to do it, you know?
Well...
I'm just curious of like, oh god, is there a... Like, I imagine he recovers and doesn't, like, fall, but like... What if they just put a shove TJ off the cliff ending here? Like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm sure he does, like, recover, but he's probably pissed at you. I mean, granted, he should be. I don't want that to be our actual choice, because I think it's definitely a bad choice, and not one I want to commit to.
We're potentially coming back to some of these later, but, like... Also, TJ's route has, like, multiple choice questions, more so.
Yeah, I mean, so far. And it's they were all more than 2 choices, so...
Yeah.
Probably... Grab him
since we're all pranky with each other today, apparently.
I mean, do nothing. We did that last time, and that didn't really work very well for us. So
I feel like do nothing is the correct answer, but grabbing him feels correct with the momentum of the scene.
Grab
like,
him
we're doing
is,
something.
I think, potentially flirty. Do nothing is the actual right answer for real life, guys. Don't grab them
here,
or shove them.
But we are Chase.
Yeah, so
and a chunter must chunt. I grin, then suddenly slap both my paws on his shoulders. Ah! He fluffs out to twice his size almost instantly and flails around like a cartoon. Though I'm sure to keep my grip firmly on his shoulders, one of his windmilling paws catches me in the stomach. My laughing is cut off in a grunt, and I quickly pull him back before he can accidentally launch himself off the cliff. Jesus, TJ, calm down.
Really? You tell him to calm down?
His waving paws finally latch onto my fur, and before I know it, he's got his arms wrapped around my body. I stumble back, clinging to him as well. We stand like that for a few seconds, and I can't help but guiltily feel a little bit tight in the pants again.
Jeez,
Chase!
Oh my gosh.
Flynn was right about everything. You really are just cycling through everybody for sex, and you like vanilla ice cream.
You're boring and horny.
Red flags. It doesn't last long, though, and TJ lets go and swats me in the chest with the back of his paw. Are you kidding me, Chase? How could you? Listen.
Spider.
In context, I was given much worse options in the video game, so...
Yeah, I didn't choose shove, so be happy.
I'd respond, but I'm busy trying to stop laughing. TJ wipes his paws on his pants. You got all your sweat on me.
Ew.
Well, us Musk types. Hey, you didn't think I'd get you back after the tarantula prank? It wasn't real. I could have died. Calm down, you're safe now. I put a paw around his shoulders and pull him in close. He tenses up, but does relax after a few seconds. You're all wet and sweaty. You'll air dry. We stand there for a while, not really ready to head back yet. That's when TJ lets out a sudden, loud yell that almost makes me jump out of my fur. Yeah! I put both paws over my ears. I don't know what the tone of this yell is.
Yeah.
TJ, what the fuck? Heckin' frick, doggo. He frowns. Where's Echo? Huh? Oh, he was making a noise on purpose. It's like, yeah, where's the Echo? Where's Echo? I thought the town was gone for a second there because I misread it. Like,
wow, this route's getting weird right off the bat.
Yeah, we're just in the desert abyss now. We'll never see another character again. It's called Echo Canyon. Isn't it supposed to echo? Oh. Hey!
Hey!
Been trying to
meet you!
I yell too. TJ lowering his voice a bit as we wait for the response. His ears perk. I think I heard it. Maybe we're just in the wrong area. But we're like right in front of it. TJ leans forward as if it will help. He cups his paws around his muzzle before yelling as loud as he can. Yeah!
Yeehaw, cowboy!
Yeehaw! This time I do hear a return. It's muffled, scratchy, ugly, but it's an echo alright.
Dude, it's just like TJ in his face.
Describing an echo as ugly is a choice.
Well, I mean, it's just as ugly as what you give it. It's like life, you know? But just imagine TJ's face up in the sky like that yelling cowboy in that music video. Where it's like,
Did I show you Haps's art of that? With the screaming cat?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Whenever he tries to use the bathroom and his cat's yelling outside, he's like, shut up, Taco. And then they drew it with the fucking screaming cowboy face. TJ makes a face. Ugh, this sounded kind of creepy. Well, what'd you expect? Everything's crappy here. Including Echoes. Blar. Again, we're answer to the raspy, ugly response. My voice twisted and distorted. Seems a bit silly to name an entire town after that.
We ain't got nothing else in this town going on, so...
I think it fits.
Disappointing as everything else.
I grunt as I sit down, spreading my legs out with a sigh. TJ does the same, except with his legs crossed. You really hate this place, don't you? He looks sideways at me. You don't? Of course not. All my best friends are from here. Oh, TJ, you can do so much better. You should have done better by now, frankly. You've been gone. I mean, some of it is bad. But why let the bad taint the good?
Oh.
I make a non-committal grunting sound. I wish we all could have come up here. Really don't have much reason why Jedin didn't this time. Besides to have tension between these two. Which is definitely what's happening.
Yeah.
He really does look disappointed, and I feel bad about that. What, I'm not good enough? TJ giggles. I really am glad you came. It means a lot. It would have been pretty lonely otherwise. I look over at him, and he's looking me right in the eye. His powder blue gaze is really pretty with the sunlight hitting it like that. He's smiling, and I smile back. Suddenly his phone buzzes, killing the piano player. He breaks eye contact to adjust his sitting position so that he can get it out of his pocket. Probably Jenna checking in on... I turn to look back at him when he goes quiet. He's furrowing his brow at the phone, as if trying to figure out what it says. Everything alright? Slowly his face relaxes, but now his expression is dull, his eyes glazed over. TJ? I start to lean sideways to get a look at what the message might be, but TJ quickly shoves it back into his pocket. Nothing. Just a long message from my mom. I can tell right away he's lying, which is fucking crazy because I don't think TJ's ever lied to me. At least not so easily. Is it bad? No, just something about when I come home for the summer. I think, did Flynn message him?
Maybe.
Trying to think.
Or he's got some other dark stuff.
But it's not good.
Going on.
Oh, we're learning about like TJ's Dexter arc, where he's cutting up people.
That would be fun.
TJ's been like Brian's apprentice all along, helping him out, like the fucking like.
Yeah, it's a text from Brian with instructions on what to do next.
Yeah, where to be. Bring the gloves.
Oh gosh.
It's like the people that get recruited by Jigsaw by like Saw like 3 or 4 or whatever when it gets really dumb, as dumb as possible, really.
The pig lady. I mean, you didn't see Saw 3D, so.
No, I gave up at like 4.
That had the guy from Linkin Park in it.
Yeah.
I
Chester. He was like, he was in the trailer. I saw him like screaming inside of like a car or something that was like rigged up.
Yeah, it was cool because his back skin peeled off.
Ah.
They glued him to a seat and had to get out, so he had to peel his back skin off. Saw movies are really stupid, but I like looking at them. If I could just fast forward through all the dialogue.
Just the plot. I was there for the plot. I don't really like the torture porn really.
I like torture porn.
Yeah. Like I gave up when they did like their 3rd consecutive movie where they were like the guy's dead, but we're going to keep tying it back into him and fucking with the timeline and making it as confusing and irritating as possible. But the one where I almost left the theater was that there's one where there has an opening montage where the point is supposed to be that the games are rigged, and then it's going to explain why over the course of the movie.
Yeah.
But it has such a long montage of just torture porn with no plot that like the people I was with and me like almost just like left the theater because we were just like, okay, this is not fun to watch. Like it's just really uncomfortable scenes back to back with no narrative context. Where like my favorite one, Saw 2, which is like all narrative context.
I mean, it's fantastic if you can get torture porn with a good narrative. And I can think of a few movies that hit that sweet spot for me, but they are few and far between. And so usually you're either just it's one of the two things, or at least it's so campy that you can just like it.
I like Saw 2 because it's basically Cube. Although Cube is better.
Cube is fun. I like Cube.
Yeah, Cube's pretty good. The sequels get very dumb very fast, and it's very entertaining for how dumb it is.
Oh, so I'll have to check out Cube 2 then.
Oh, the third one's wild. In particular, like, what the fuck did you guys do with the series? Oh, okay. It's weird because I know he's lying, and he probably knows I know he's lying. But still, here we are, playing along. He stares quietly at the canyon for a few seconds, then stands up, brushing himself off. All right, let's go. The cheerfulness in his voice is forced. It just sounds like he's about to cry. No, what happened? I think it was Flynn. I think Flynn said something mean to him or something. Like I said, it's all downhill from here. Literally.
Oh.
He turns away and quickly starts back down the trail, wiping his face. What happened? I hang back, wanting to give him time to get over whatever it is that's bothering him. I wonder if it's something to do with family, like a grandparent passing away or something.
I mean, I'd hope that he would just, like...
Tell us?
Yeah.
My first reflex was that it was Carl's missing, but he wouldn't hide that.
No,
So that's out the window. I'd feel too intrusive asking about it now, so I decided to put it off till tomorrow. I wonder what that's like. Yeah. I'm wondering if it's from Leo or Flynn.
Or from, maybe he has this whole other issue back home and we just don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it could be something else too, yeah. Like someone's like health is worsening.
Or someone's bullying him. Or...
Yeah. I just wonder, it wouldn't be Jenna because Jenna doesn't have any friction with him in this route.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think like Flynn might still be laying into him. And then I think about how Leo manipulated TJ and guilted him specifically to get to us, but
I don't feel like it's gonna, like I said, he's not usually jealous of TJ. I think in that one he just wanted.
He was just trying to get everyone to fuck off.
Yeah.
And right now he doesn't have his hooks in at all, so I don't think he'd be in a position to be trying to work that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I did think about Leo's route again because in that scene Leo distracts. Because TJ's about to bring up how busy we are, supposedly, because Leo's been filling his head with how we can't hang out.
Yeah.
And that's when he distracts us with ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And then in TJ's route, TJ also distracts us with ice cream when we start talking about something that he doesn't want to talk about, which is Flynn. It's the squirrel of the setting is ice cream.
It's ice cream. It's a code word for stop talking about the sad thing you're talking about. We're talking about something else now.
Yeah. Also, after this episode, holy shit, I am hungry.
I'm so fucking hungry.
We need to deal with this. I've been thinking about this whole time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.